If you're struggling with your hybrids, one of the things I find is that players tend to think that it's a fairway wood. But if we line up the clubs here, you'll see the difference. So I've got a 5-iron, I've got my trusty 22 degree, which is my 4 hybrid, and you can see the difference between the two clubs. That's the right length there, it's about ½ inch between them. If I then line up my 5 wood next to it, you can see there's a good 3 or 4 inch gap. So the difference then is that with my fairway wood, I'll have that further forwards in my stance, but with the hybrid, I tend to have mine halfway between centre and left heel. So I'll place the club there. So the first thing I would do when you practice is get a tour stick out and check your ball position. Because this is an iron, but it's basically an iron that's been to the gym quite a lot. It's got a low centre of gravity, it's going to help the ball get up, and it really is one of the best inventions in the past 30 years. So with the theme of thinking it's an iron rather than a wood, you need to make sure that you're taking a divot every time you play. So on the practice swing, don't be afraid to just rough up a bit of turf. You can hear that coming through. And then when you come to play the shot, you want to compress it like an iron. So if I just demonstrate one. You can see I've taken a bit of turf there and I've compressed it nicely forwards. So to recap, it's not a sweeping motion, it's a compressing one. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about gapping at the top end of your bag. And it's really important that you work out what distances you can hit these clubs and what gaps there are in your bag and actually on the golf course you play. You may, for instance, have some long par 3s that will require shots between 190 to 210. So for example, I've got my 4 crossover iron here, and that goes at around about 185 to 190. Then my next hybrid, which is the 3, which replaces my 3 iron, that goes really more like sort of 200, 205, and then my 5 wood will be more to 210 to 220. And of course you've got to take into account wind and things like that. So if you're facing a lot of those shots on your golf course, it's really important that you get the gapping and the distances right at the top end of the bag, because it can save you an awful lot of shots.